cruising used to be for older people, but it's not anymore. Got a really good reputation and so many people love it, and I really wanted to love it, but I didn't. Rainy day again. It is a port day today. We're in Vigo, Spain. And I'm in two minds whether to get off or not because the rain is pouring and it's cold. This ship is nice and warm, but I think I can get off for an hour. This might be the first time in my life that I can come to Vigo, Spain. So let's get off and take a look. We actually have only a few more ports left, and then we have like 5 sea days in a row, so I think any opportunity to get off, I think it's worth it. If you haven't seen my cabin yet, this is a studio cabin and I can almost touch both sides. When I was packing for the cruise, an umbrella was something that I didn't know if I should take it or not. Well, I didn't know if I was allowed to take it, but I'm glad that I did take it, and we're definitely going to use it today. There's a video coming up very soon where I tell you how much I paid for a cabin like this. You'll be very surprised because I was very surprised when I saw the price. But we're going to be doing a cabin tour, which includes something very special down the hall, but coming very soon. My cabin is on deck 11, but the gangway is on deck 5, so let's go down. Before we get off, let's take a look at deck 7. Let's see how many people are staying on today. A lot of people staying at the bar, not going outside today. There's always stuff going on, so even though it's a port day, there's game shows and yeah, there's always something to do. Here we go, I'm walking the plank right now. Whoa. I might regret it coming off. It's 12 o'clock now and I see people coming back on board, so I guess they got off early today, but everybody looks miserable. We got a friend today in Vigo, P&O Cruises, P&O Ventura, next to Norwegian Getaway. Welcome to Vigo. They're giving out maps, but I don't plan on seeing anything. I just plan on walking for a little bit, but it's very windy. Got some guys here selling umbrellas to the people coming off the ships. Smart guys. Over here we got Vigo's finest merchandise. Top quality. Yesterday we were in La Coruña, Spain, and the only thing I knew about La Coruña is they have a football team, Deportivo La Coruña. And the only thing I know about Vigo is they have a football team, Celta Vigo. But I just learned that Vigo is where Christmas lives. Everybody just living their day-to-day lives as normal, and then 4,000 people just randomly show up on a cruise ship. But I know in the Caribbean islands, when a ship's in a port, like it's a big deal. Like people in the stores and the restaurants, like they prepare for it. I wonder if it's the same for cities like this. I wonder if it's a big deal when a ship comes into the city. There's a big shopping mall next to the port, and it looked like most people got off the boat and then went straight to the shopping mall. But gotta take a look around the city, not the shopping mall. Man, there's guys everywhere selling umbrellas. Would it be Europe if we can't look at the church? Let's go inside the church. There's so many people just hanging out in the church. Service is gonna start, we need to go. I'm hearing a lot of British accents. I'm guessing they're from the other ship, the P&O ship, because there's not many British people on my ship. But can you believe some people still think I'm American? Unbelievable. Well, it's unbelievable to me. Is it believable to you? Do you think I sound American? I don't. But at least I made a friend. And he's got his umbrella. I haven't eaten anything in any of the ports so far because I've literally just had breakfast and then I step off, so never had a chance to. This is the football team, Celta Vigo. But of course they still have the main teams in Spain, Real Madrid, Barcelona. The P&O ship must be full of British people because there's loads of them. The demographic on my ship is mostly Americans, there's some Canadians and Chinese actually. And the age demographic is like over 60s. I haven't seen many people my age, and out of 4,000 guests there's 50 kids. Excuse me, where does rain come from? Where does rain come from? Oh, thank you. I feel like most places in Europe are just so expensive now. Especially British people, they used to come to places like Spain for a cheap holiday, but it's not the case anymore. And it's not just Spain. There's many places in Europe. Many places in Europe are cheaper than the UK, but so many places in Europe are just as expensive as the UK now. A Halloween shop. I was actually thinking this morning actually that there's no Halloween decorations on the ship. I don't know if they're gonna do something on the 31st because today is the 26th or 27th. So hopefully they're gonna do something actually on Halloween day, but there's nothing yet. Rain's coming back. I just did a bit of research and apparently Castro's Fortress has a nice view of the city, so we're gonna walk up there. We got some big houses over here. I don't know if this is a rich part of the city, but there's some very big houses. Made it to the top of the hill. I see some tour buses, so I must be in the right place. There's a cafe here and some cannons. Let's take a look in here. I can see the P&O ship. We should be able to see the Norwegian Getaway from over there, so let's go over there. There are some words that I know when I say it, it sounds American. Like car, I say car. I just heard an American guy say croissant. I definitely don't say croissant, croissant. Here we go, much better view of my ship. It looks tiny from here, but we must be pretty high up. We've got a nice view of the city as well. That is Vigo, Spain. These ships are tiny compared to some of the bigger mega ships. And I don't know when it's gonna stop. Like, do you think one day there's gonna be ships big enough to fit 20,000, 30,000 people? I don't know. Is it possible? I don't know. But I think the biggest ship right now can hold 8,000 or 9,000 passengers. It's crazy. But just because the ship is bigger does not mean that it's better, because you could spend 2 weeks on a ship that big, you know, and not do everything and not see everything. So sometimes the smaller ship is a better option. Plus, another thing you have to think about is ports, because some ports the bigger ships can't fit, like they physically cannot fit. So the most unique ports are only for the smaller ships, so you're going to miss out on a lot of cool ports if you go on a big ship. For example, I know a lot of the ports in Alaska cannot take big ships, so the only ships that can go there are the smaller ships. Cruising is amazing though. If you've never cruised before, definitely do it if you have the chance to, because it's such a unique experience. Because you don't need to find a hotel, you don't need to look at transport, you don't need to look at trips, you don't need to, you know, there's so many things, dinner, entertainment, and on the ship everything's right there for you, and everything is within a 5-minute walk. If you haven't been following along, this is day 5 of a 13-day cruise on board the Norwegian Getaway. And every night I've watched the shows, I've had nice dinners, I've looked around the ship. So go and watch the other videos if you've missed them, and hit the subscribe, because we have another week left. And I'm very excited about tonight because we're watching a Broadway show, and it's unbelievable. It's the show that I watched a few days ago, and they're playing again tonight, and I can't wait. It's so good. And another thing, cruising used to be for older people, but it's not anymore. It's definitely not. It's definitely family friendly. There's definitely a lot to do for kids on the ship. If you missed yesterday's video, we was in La Coruña, Spain, and the show was a hypnotist. And then I did have an unfortunate bad experience at dinner, but it's all good. Nothing's perfect. Just leaving Castro's Fortress right now. I think we're going to take a walk back to the ship. The time is currently 1:30 and all aboard time is 4:30. They tell you what time to be back before you get off the ship, so don't forget, because yesterday a guy was late and he was running along the pier. He was 2 minutes late, so he was very, very lucky to get on board, because they don't wait for you. Almost back to the ship now. I just called my mum, and one thing that people don't realize is Wi-Fi on the ship is not free, and it's actually very expensive. I don't remember the exact number, but I think for my cruise it was like $200 or $300 just for Wi-Fi. So of course my SIM card is from the UK, so I have European coverage, so I can use my phone when I'm in the ports. So when I'm on the ship and we're at sea, the only thing that I can do is iMessage. iMessage is included in the free ship Wi-Fi, but that's it. Like, you can't do anything else on the ship Wi-Fi unless you pay for it. The weather's actually cleared up nicely, stopped raining, and the temperature's pretty good. But the ship was rocking last night. The waves were very big. I don't expect the weather to get better, to be honest, because we have 2 Portugal ports coming up. So it might be okay for those, and then we have 5 days at sea on our way to New York, and I think the weather's going to be bad for all of those days. I still don't know how that thing is floating. How is something that big just floating there? Amazing. Don't forget guys, quality Vigo merchandise available. There's so many of them. There's another one here, 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 here. There's so many. They're rushing. I think the police are coming. They're clearing up, they're clearing up. There we go, we are back home. It's so windy. Hello. Back on the ship, let's go straight up to deck 15 and eat lunch. It's currently 3:30. Hot tubs are full because the sun's come out. I'm heading down to the atrium, deck 6, because there's a game show going on.
Number 17, which language was that? Do you remember?
I need to check today's schedule, but I think the Dueling Pianos are playing again tonight in Headliners, which is right here. This is where I watched The Comedian last night. So funny. So this is for dining availability tonight. So these are the specialty restaurants, and it shows you how much availability there is for tonight. So as you can see, Ocean Blue is very, very busy up until 9:30. Last night I had dinner in Taste, I was disappointed. So watch yesterday's video to see what happened there. It's 4 o'clock now, I'm back in my cabin. I'm gonna relax, watch some Ship TV and get ready for tonight. Day 5, we are ready to go. Tonight's outfit. We've got the green shoes, black shorts and the green shirt. We're going casual tonight. On the itinerary for tonight, 7 p.m. we have a Broadway collaboration. 9, we have Howl at the Moon dueling pianos. It's so much fun, it's so funny. And then 9:30 we're watching the Broadway show Burn the Floor. And in between there we're gonna have dinner and there's a few other things going on as well. I actually relaxed for longer than I expected because it's almost 7, so we need to go right now. Something very interesting did happen. So all aboard time today was 4:30. And around 4:45 they made an announcement for 2 people. They said their names, and this usually happens when either they're not on board or they're on board and their cars didn't scan correctly when they came back on board. So hopefully they made it. I don't have dinner reservations, so I'm gonna try and go to Shanghai's, the noodle place, and hopefully I can fit it in somewhere because they don't have reservations, so you just show up. Hopefully they have space. We are walking into the Illusionarium.
Right up there.
This place is so cool. This is where we played bingo a few nights ago. That was absolutely mind-blowing. That was so good. So there was like 10 of them, and they're all American, and they did Broadway hits but with a twist. And so there's like rock and roll and pop, but they are having so much fun. That's what made it even more fun, that they were enjoying it so much. But they are so talented, and they're actually the cast of one of the Broadway shows coming up later in the cruise, so I'm so excited for that. Seriously, I can't even describe how good that was, but there's always something else going on. It's 8 p.m. right now. The next thing I want to do is at 9, which is the dueling pianos in Headliners, right down there. And then we have the other Broadway show at 9:30, so I have plenty of time to go and eat. I'm going to try and go to Shanghai's. Here's Shanghai's right here. It's an Asian noodle place. You don't need a reservation, but if they're full, then they're full. So that place, Shanghai's, has got a really good reputation and so many people love it. And I really wanted to love it, but I didn't. It was average. It was nothing special. I don't know if it's just because I know what authentic Chinese food is like, but nothing special. I don't think I'll go back there. I'm walking into the theater right now because the Broadway show is gonna start. I wish I was allowed to record a little bit of the show because it's absolutely amazing. It's called Burn the Floor. It's unbelievable that people are so talented. If you ever go on a Norwegian ship and they have Burn the Floor, definitely go and see it. Definitely, I've seen it twice now. I'm gonna go check out the dueling pianos in Headliners. It is currently 11 p.m. and the only options to eat this late are room service, or there's one bar restaurant that's 24 hours. Your only other option is Oceans, which is right here on deck 7. Another day is coming to an end. This is the studio's lounge. I've been coming here every night to have tea. tea and cookies. Yeah, I come here every night and there's never anybody here. I have no idea how many studios there are. I think maybe 20 or 30, maybe more than that, but there's no one here ever. This is what we have. Time change, clocks go back 1 hour. Tonight, laundry. Tell us about your vacation. We have 7 more days. Why do I have this already? And Freestyle Daily for tomorrow. We are in Lisbon, Portugal. Day number 5 is finished. I enjoyed today. Today was a good day. If you want to see more, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tomorrow we're in Lisbon. And then there's so much more coming on this cruise. So thank you for watching. See you next time.